Don't be afraid. It's scary. It's nerve-wracking. It's unknown. You probably don't know everything you should know. Develop some really good relationships with some different folks, and have folks who are your champions. And but just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fail. Just try it. And again, if you just treat people well, and you do the right thing, which is not that hard to do, you'll probably be more successful than you ever dreamt you would be. I don't have an exact formula or checklist, hey, you need to do these 10 things, right. But it's just, it's going to be scary. There's going to be moments where you wake up in the middle of the night and have that sort of panic attack, and just work your way through it, calm yourself down, talk to lots of people. Definitely, develop your network and get to know as many people as you can, and people will become your champions. Yeah. And it just kind of takes that. I think when I first started, I thought people were just going to come running to our door and I wouldn't have to go out and do anything. But that is obviously one of the naive things I thought when I started. And so now, getting involved in service clubs and chamber and other volunteer things around the community, it's huge. I mean, that's what it takes for us to have a community, is for people to be involved. And so I would say get involved.
Don't feel like you have to know all the things in the beginning, because you're not going to. No. And don't feel like you have to start big. You can, I'm a good example. I came in here and kind of did my own thing with Dr. Jessica, and we did our own things for a while, and we were each our one woman show. And now, just now, 6 years later, we have banded together to create something beautiful. So know that it's all in God's timing, and it's not all going to be perfect right off the bat. It takes such a long time, I feel like, for things to just be in the right timing and when they're supposed to be. So let that be okay, and just roll with it and trust that it will happen in its right timing.
Yeah. My role before this, I worked with a nonprofit that helped people start businesses for 3.5 years after starting my own business and therapy practice. And so I've had this conversation from a lot of different angles. I think the things that I've seen, myself do wrong and also see other people do is they have something that they're good at, and they're like, I'm going to sell this product or service. And, you need to know who you are. You need to know what you can do really well. And you need to know if there's a market for that. It's in your local area, especially if it's a service. So for me, I can provide telehealth services across the state of Kansas. I can provide coaching services across the country, which I do. But the way that I'm positioning myself in the market, or the way that I talk about what I do, I have a lot of expertise. I've been practicing therapy for a long time. But at the same time, if I'm not talking to my potential clients in a way they can understand, if I don't understand the needs of the market, I'm still learning about the changes to this Manhattan area market, and how they utilize therapy, what kinds of services they're looking for. And, to be honest, I didn't do as much research as I would have done if I was brand new. I thought that I was coming back into something that was similar. And so doing the market research and knowing who am I and what kind of services am I excellent at, and what do I want to do? And then what does the market want and need is so important. And then asking for help, building out your team, right? Yeah. You're not going to be able to probably file your, complicated LLC taxes without any guidance or consultation. Maybe in the beginning, when you're doing on the side, but having people that you can lean on, building out that team of people who, your insurance, your legal folks, just those relationships. We keep talking about that. Knowing who to trust. Having people for, real estate opportunities. I mean, shout out to Kyle, but knowing people in the community that can help you find your place and navigate the things that you're not supposed to be an expert in. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a real estate agent. I don't want to be right now. That's not my thing, but I need to know who's excellent at it, who cares, and I need to have that relationship in place. And so those would be things that I would say for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier off camera. Spend the time, your time, generating revenue, and then, get the marketing person to do the marketing things so you can spend the time doing what you need to do. So.
Yes, absolutely.
Honestly, I know this sounds cliche, but imperfect movement is better than perfect, standing still. So even if you don't have everything in place, just take that step and do it. You'll change course. You can always adjust, and it's okay. It's honestly necessary to make mistakes, but you have to be actionable and take that first step and keep making steps no matter what.
Yeah. No, and that's I see that a lot, actually. That's a very common statement in this podcast that I do here. So imperfect action is better than no action.
Yes.
So
I'm going to tell them the same thing someone told me. Do it.
yeah.
Take the leap. Do it. I'm glad you said that or asked that question, because when it was time for me to decide this, I had this conversation with my folks.
Yeah.
And granted, my folks, are a different generation.
Sure.
And it was a generation of safe, comfortable, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when I talked to a buddy of mine he did the same thing, I was like, absolutely, that makes sense. And fear not.
Yeah.
If you look on my website, ksrugshop.com, it says 2 Timothy 1:7, for God didn't give us a spirit of fear.
Yeah.
Go with that. So that's what I'm saying. Do it. You're going to be scared, and that's normal. You're going to be scared.
Should be. It's different.
What business you're going to start is going to have different, what you have to start your business. I would say make sure you have capital. Don't jump in. Everybody thinks, burn the ships. Jump in, figure it out. It'll work out. That's not how it always goes. You can get lucky, but no, you definitely got to be prepared. So if you're going to do it, think it out. Cover all your bases. Find entrepreneurs, small businesses, someone that you can bounce ideas. That was my biggest help, was finding other service companies that I can talk to and be like, hey, I really need help on this. This is a slap in the face, and I don't know what to do right now. Find a mentor and be prepared. It's not always gonna be good. You're not always gonna be riding high.
Yeah.
So capital, finding a mentor that you can trust and that is willing to help you. I think that's one of the most important things.
Take that dive.
Yeah.
Take the dive. Go for it. Granted, things happen differently in my situation.
Sure.
But, I also think to myself, man, I probably should have started doing this years ago because I almost did. But, fear held me back. You got to push through the fear of, well, what if it doesn't work? The best thing you can do is just take that dive into the ocean and just, explore and, really work on getting yourself out there, getting, people interested, posting, talking. Word of mouth is still a really big thing too.
Yeah.
It's still a big thing, referrals, recommendations, flyers are still a thing. Starting out with hosting certain things or getting in contact with maybe other people to kind of be like, hey, can you help me promote this? Exchange work for each other, if I do this for you, we can exchange, services.
Sure.
That's another good option too. But yeah, definitely just taking that dive, that leap of faith and just doing it.
Yeah.
And here I am, I never thought this would be where I would be, at almost 39, but I'm glad I did. I wouldn't take it back for anything. No.
So I can only speak from my own experience.
Sure.
I'm not a business person per se. I never went and got an MBA or anything like that. My firm belief is try to stay out of debt. That's one way that we've done it. And start out small. If you're able to start out small. You look at different businesses, and you might see a show like Shark Tank where they've got millions of dollars invested. They're getting angel investors, and then they're trying to get the Shark Tank people involved so they can get even more money. And I know that that's required for some businesses, but for me, as a small business owner, we started out with a literal investment of $3,000, and we had saved that up. That bought our supplies, that bought the things we needed, business cards and stuff like that, and our website. And we literally started word of mouth and pushing stuff on social media to get people to come to the events that we were staging, and partnering with local businesses, doing those pop-ups. And don't be afraid if you're expanding slowly. Don't quit your day job either, because you never know. Like I said, global pandemic. We were so glad that we still worked full time, because even though we were like, oh my gosh, projecting to be able to quit our jobs if we wanted to, it was a scary time. And so it was one of those things where we were just very glad we didn't have any debt, and we were very glad that we were able to not necessarily supplement the business, but just keep the lights on, keep the doors open, keep the lease paid, that kind of thing, but still be able to reach out to the community. And I think that helped foster more community and more people knowing who we were through that time. But the biggest advice that I would have is stick with it. Don't give up, because it's going to be way harder than you think. And if you do start one with a business partner, if it's your spouse or your partner, there will be some tough talks. I can't say everything's all sunshine and roses when you're married and running a business, right? So just stick with it, because if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. If you have a product or a service that you can offer, just stick with it. And don't be afraid of small growth, because in the end, you'll be able to make the big things happen with that.
No, I love that. Small growth is better than no growth, I guess, too. So,
yeah, sure.
No, I like that.
Coming from my viewpoint, as I say, to the business side, Curtis Yonke, our CEO, would probably give you a different answer. Sure. But if the passion is there, it's follow your passion and do what you need to do, and listen to, and just dive in and do it. It's one of those things. I love what I do every day. I love coming to work every day. There is a new problem every day, and there is a new issue that comes up every day. But when you truly love and have a passion for what you do, everything else is easy. Everything else falls into place. And so have that passion and just follow that passion. And I don't think you'll ever go wrong.
The most important thing, honestly, is building your team. My passion is audiology and my patience and hearing, but I have a great team around me that can help me with all of the business side of things as well. It's all started with my mom, who was an accountant, or is an accountant, and kind of getting that part, the business side. You probably know there's a lot more to the business side. I'm lucky my husband has a business degree as well. So I have a lot of really great people. My office manager, Kyla Piper, she does a lot of the heavy lifting from a day-to-day standpoint to keep things running, so I can see as many patients and continue to help people out. But it's all about the team that you have around you, honestly. Like, I couldn't do what I do if my team...
Whatever you have a passion for, just take that to your end dream, right? And that'd be my biggest thing, is if you have a passion for it. I don't think I couldn't sell something if I didn't believe in it, and that's where we're at. I believe in all this stuff we're doing. I wouldn't do it again if I didn't think I had a better product, and I think that's to be the biggest thing. Just follow your passion.
Having a job is easy. So if you want to start a business, you want to do something hard, you want to get rewarded for your risk, if you want to work 80 hours a week so you don't have to work 40, then yeah, definitely go for it. I've had a couple of businesses that didn't work out. I've had business partners that didn't work out. Yeah. I've also had businesses that have gone well, and business partners that have been great to work with. And so I think a lot of due diligence, asking a lot of questions, defining roles. What are you doing versus your business partner, or what are you going to hire out? Those are all things that you have to learn. But being a business owner has a lot of skills required. I mean, from accounting to HR to legal, you have to know and learn and constantly be getting better, versus if you want to go be a project manager, just be a project manager. Yeah. So I think a lot of times people think it's easier. I think it's more rewarding, but definitely not easier. It is a challenge. There are always things that come up, and it's always your fault, right? It's your problem if you own the business. And so my advice is just to do a lot of critical thinking ahead of time and talk to a lot of people. If somebody asks me tomorrow, hey, I'm going to go get rich buying rental property, I'm like, rental property is great. I have rental property, but that's not where you make a lot of money.
Right.
And so I think you can learn from other people's lessons, and that's what I would encourage people to do.
Yeah, and be open to listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of good advice, not that I necessarily have it, but I would say you're going to be as good as the people that you associate with. We've been very fortunate. I think we're a fun place to work overall. Find the good people, work with them, help make them better, and then that's going to be probably the biggest thing you'll benefit from starting out.
It's a mindset thing. So the first year was a learning curve for us on this. I mean, even getting the damn thing started took me like 7 months.
Sure.
There's so many times in that I was like, I don't think it's going to work. Even getting handed the franchise and finding funding for that.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, I told my sister, I was like, I don't think this is going to work. She's like, are you kidding me? This is made for you.
Yeah.
You just cash it, clear out your bank account, take a job bartending at Mojo's in Aggieville, clear out your 401ks, invest in yourself. This is a better return of investment than that could be. You know, again, not offering legal advice. And she said, here's the rest of the money that you need for it. Because I had that picture and that vision in my head.
Yeah.
And so it took me 3 months to just even get the franchise. And then another 7 months to launch the magazine. The first year was all about learning how to even do it. I mean, maintaining, doing sales, and keeping clients happy while figuring out this article, figuring out this photo shoot. Like, gosh, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do the women's issue? How are we going to do the men's issue? So the first year was figuring it out. Second year was pretty fun. Still learning curve, feeling pretty comfortable. And then between the third and fourth year, there was a few moments of, like, I started to kind of waver within myself. It's like a lot of pressure on me. You got to find your groove again and keep going. And so you got to avoid the valley of disappointment, as they call it. Just keep rolling. Never stop believing in yourself. And then just look at the big picture. Roll with the flow. Check yourself. Who are you being in the present moment? Because everything that you want exists right now. Master your present moment focus and awareness, then you're going to be unstoppable with anything that you do.
If you're considering it, just do it. Because it's wonderful. There's going to be hills and valleys, but just do it. But also, make sure that you take time for the things that you're passionate about too, because as a business owner, you can get sucked into running your business 24/7. And so for me, making time for my family and saying, I've got to take this vacation. I've got to go spend time with my little kids. And so just a balance between work and life can be blurred some as a business owner. So just make sure that you set those boundaries, and that'll definitely help you be happier as a business owner.
So often people get stuck into that, like, oh, I got to grind, and you forget to enjoy the moments, right? I know you have young kids too, but enjoy those moments with the family and enjoy that time with it, because that's why we do the business, right? We do the business to help people, more than likely, but we also do the business to support our families and spend time with them. So that's crazy, crazy important. I love that one.
Yep. Just take the leap. Just start. There's never going to be a perfect time. Yeah. Whether it's daily tasks or children or money or what, there's never going to be a perfect time. They can tell you the same thing about when it's time to have a baby, right? There's never going to be a perfect time. So just go, just do it. Just take the leap and figure it out along the way, because even the people who have been in business for several years are still figuring things out all the time. And you're never gonna have everything figured out to start. I know, and this is not to talk down on business plans in any way whatsoever, but the only business that I created an actual business plan for almost didn't even make it a year. So, and that's a business plan is a lot of planning, right? It was, a several page document. So I'm not saying don't make a business plan by any means, but don't focus so much on where you're trying to go to start. Just start and figure out your path along the way.
You never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Right.
And I think that's the cool part of just starting and just going.
Follow your gut. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of ups and there's going to be a lot of downs, but keep with it, because you could be the next Maker's Market. And believe me, this is a feeling that you want to feel.